Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hopefully. Are we on? Yes. Yes, indeed we are. Someday I'll figure out the exact timing for determining exactly whether I'm live or not, but it is definitely not going to be today. Okay. It's going to be a short stream, real quick. I have about an hour-ish before I gotta get out in the world and do things. So I'm going to start off by catching up on the Codex here, actually, which I've been neglecting for a little while, unfortunately. So it's going to be a bit of a Codex ASMR stream until such a time I decide to do something else. So, without further ado, The Long Walk. I probably should have read this when we're doing Elfie stuff, but we're doing it now. When our people left Tevinter, we had nothing except the knowledge that for the first time in countless centuries, we were free. It was Sharten's dream that one day we would have our own homeland, where we could live as we chose. we would have our own homeland. I was like, I swear there's a second we there. After the long struggle that claimed the lives of many, even Shartan himself, we were granted the Dales. And though the Dales were to the south of the land of Orlais and a long way off from Tevinter, it mattered little. We were going home, and so we walked. We called our journey the Long Walk, for that was what it was. We walked with what little we had on our backs. Some walked without shoes, for they had none. Whole families, women with infants, the old and young alike, all of them made their way across the land on foot. And if one of our people could no longer walk, we carried him or sometimes left him behind. Many perished along the way. Some died of exhaustion, others simply gave up and fell by the wayside. A great number were set upon by human bandits, even though we had few possessions. Along the way, a growing number began to bemoan the decision to leave Tevinter. At least in Tevinter, they said, we had food and water and shelter. What do we have here? Nothing but the open sky and the prospect of the never-ending road ahead. Some turned back toward Tevinter, but most of us continued walking. And the gods rewarded those of us who did not waver by bringing us to the Dales. Our people called the new city Halam Sharal, the end of the journey. And for a time, it was home. As told by Cheryl, keeper of the Relfern clan of the Dalish Elves. That's what Halam Sharal means. I remember seeing that in Inquisition. I'll have to remember that next time. Alright, and this is the DLC stuff. The history of the Dryadens. We know how the present and the future of the Dryadens played out. In the years following the siege of Soldier's Peak, all those who carried the Dryden name were hunted by King Arlen's forces. Our noble Dryden name was smeared, and all lands and holdings belonging to the Drydens were seized by the crown. The king feared that the rebellion started by Sophia would be kept alive by her loyal friends and family, and anyone with connections to the Drydens suffered greatly. It is little wonder, then, that the few remaining Drydens found themselves with no allies and nowhere to turn. Tobin Dryden, Sophia's brother and guardian of her young son, had no choice but to flee for Eldon. Tobin brought passage to Antiva on a merchant vessel and traveled under the name de Rocher. Once in Antiva, Tobin set about building a new quiet life for himself and his nephew. He started a small business and eventually made a name for himself as a trader. The de Rocher merchant family prospered, and the name Dryden was almost forgotten. However, in 815, Blessed, Sylvie de Rocher uncovered old documents belonging to Tobin and pieced together the family's history. In her pride, and perhaps in her naivete, Sylvie reclaimed the name Dryden and returned to Ferelden. King Arlen lies dead, and the Dryden name lives on. Our family has survived, even thrived since the death of Sophia Dryden. The nobles of Ferelden may still spit on the Dryden name, but we Drydens know that Sophia Dryden was greater than them, almost a queen, and a hero of the people of Ferelden. And I'm sure the fact that you remember her that way makes her very pleased. From the personal files of Levy Dryden Merchant, I could have told you that that guy was the one writing that. It sounded just like him. Oh, life in Orzammar, something that is relevant to what we're doing right now. The dwarves of Orzammar are quite unlike those found in most human cities. Although Orzammar derives its vast wealth from trade with human kingdoms, all dwarves who come to the surface to trade are stripped of their position in society. Dwarven merchants are so ubiquitous in human cities that many people labor under the impression that all dwarves are merchants, or that their whole race worships coin and trade. But these surface dwarves are atypical creatures, the ones willing to give up all ties to their kin and sacrifice their rank in order to conduct business. Below ground, the dwarves are a people obsessed with honor, their own and that of their family. Most nobles incorporate chainmail even into formal gowns because slights and insults often turn deadly, as we observed not so long ago. They are a people who revere excellence and strive to achieve it in all things. Even members of the servant caste have been elevated to paragons, usually posthumously. Hopefully I pronounced that word right. In recognition of remarkable service. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chanter Scholar by Brother Genetivi. Ah, the illustrious Brother Genetivi knows stuff about the dwarves. Good on him. Alright, paragons. This is important, relevant to what we are about to be doing. As I studied among the dwarves, I became aware that their social system was as rigid as the stone that surrounded them. From the lowest servant to the king of Orzammar, each dwarf has a caste, a rigid social standing which dictates what he may do and how he may do it. What fascinated me then was that the dwarves, stubborn and proud as they may be, have built in a way for even the lowliest dwarf to bypass the caste system and reach prominence. Any dwarf who has made an achievement of significance can be named paragon, elevating that dwarf above all others. To become a paragon is to be recognized as essentially a living ancestor. Your words are considered ineffable, and the dwarves liken you unto a god. Your family, those you choose to ascend with you, become the founders of a new line of nobility. Indeed, every existing noble house among the dwarves traces its line back to a founding paragon. It is a rare thing, however. In my visit, I learned that only one paragon has been elected in generations, the Smith Bronca, exalted for her discovery of smokeless coal. That was her discovery. The more you know. I met the Paragon Bronca only once during my stay, and I consider it an odd occasion indeed. Surrounded by those of her house, this ill-tempered woman was draped in the finest clothing and jewelry, and was obviously revered even above the highest nobles, perhaps above even the king. Yet she seemed to enjoy none of it. The burden of being a living legend is great, it appears. Statues of the Paragons are found throughout Orzammar, though nowhere so prominently than in the Hall of Heroes, through which one passes on entering from the surface. I can definitely vouch for that. It is a breathtaking sight to behold, great works of stone, all seeming to hold up the ceiling above. It is meant to impress upon visitors to Orzammar of all who have gone before, I think. It is also meant to remind dwarves going to the surface, and thus abandoning their brethren forever, of all they are leaving behind. From Stone Halls of the Dwarves by Brother JDTV, another book on the dwarves, because I guess they warranted multiple volumes, which makes sense, really. Okay, Legend of the Juggernaut. We're gonna learn about this Juggernaut set of armor that we've been picking up and may never touch because it doesn't fit the Grey Warden aesthetic. The arm of the Imperium is long. Once it reached even this forest in a time when the barbarian tribes of the Clane still ruled the land. The Tevinter Magisters fought to take it from them, inch by inch if need be, using terrible magic. The Magister Harak brought an army to this forest led by Alaric, his friend and general. For Alaric, Harak fashioned a suit of the finest armor, infused it with lyrium and his own blood magic, and named it Juggernaut, after the unstoppable giant golems guarding the gates of Minrathous. Thus armed, did Alaric win many victories against the Clane. When defeat came, it came from within. Alaric's own lieutenants rose up against him, jealous of the favor he had curried with the Magisters, and eager to take the Juggernaut armor from him. Alaric was slain, and as each successor gained the armor, the other lieutenants turned against him instead. The Tevinter outpost fell to vicious infighting. In a fury, Magister Harak voyaged to the outpost and slew the last 3 lieutenants. The Clane, however, were already approaching the outpost in force. The barbarian chieftain of the Clane desired the fabled armor himself, and even with all his power, Harak could not hope to stand against them all. Instead, Harak used the last of his own life force to cast a spell of blood magic that bound demons to the bodies of the 3 dead lieutenants, as well as Harak's own lifeless corpse. These bound revenants hid the pieces of the Juggernaut armor, and although the barbarians sacked the outpost, the chieftain found neither the armor nor the revenants. The Juggernaut armor's legend lives on, and more than one brave soul has ventured into the depths of the Brazilian forest in search, never to return. I'm Pharrell in Folklore and History by Sister Patron, Chapter Scar. Yeah, can confirm, the revenants were pretty rough, but guess who has the armor now? I mean, it looks good. I'm sure it's worthwhile if you actually use it. Alright, let's read about some of the named stuff that we've been picking up and ignoring. Aud. I think that was a mace hammer dealing thingamabobber. I don't even know if I still have it or if I sold it, but we're gonna learn about it anyways. Long ago, a soldier from Guarin was returning home after 20 years at war. He had sold his sword for passage to Denerim and had to make his way through the Brazilian forest with nothing to his name but a single crust of bread. On his way, he met an old blind woodcutter sitting on a tree stump. "Here is someone worse off than myself," said the soldier, and he gave the old man his last scrap of bread. The old man blessed him and gave the soldier his axe in return. The soldier went on his way, and soon night fell. He made his bed in the tree branch and held the woodcutter's axe at his side to ward against beasts and bandits. When the moon was high, he was wakened by the sound of weeping. Show yourself, he shouted, for try as he might, the soldier could find no one nearby. Help me, spoke the tree in which he'd been sleeping. A mage transformed me into this shape, and I will never be set free. If you had any pity in you, you would cut me down so that my spirit could go to the Maker. So the soldier took up his axe and struck the tree. The cuts bled like wounds, and soon hot blood covered the axe and burned the soldier's hands. But he held tightly to the axe and felled the tree. The tree shattered when it hit the ground, and from the splinters rose a demon, who bowed to the soldier and vanished into the fade. The soldier was chilled to the bone and could not sleep. In the morning he found that the axe still burned like the blood of the Sylvan, but despite its heat, he could not get warm again. They say he ended his days in Guaring, cutting wood for his 7 fireplaces, shivering and cursing the spirits. Wow, 7 fireplaces. That sounds like a trauma response of some kind. Okay, the life drinker, the thing we got from the cultists. No one knows for certain where this amulet came from. All we have is a legend. Long before the Golden City turned black, there lived in the Tevinter Imperium a frail old magician in the court of the Archon. He was the least among the mages of the court, the lamplighter, whose task it was to set all the thousands of candles alight and snuff them again when the Archon retired for the evening. He was counted as useless by all the most influential magisters. But he was only biding his time. One day, when all the magisters of the Imperium were assembled in the great hall of the Archon, the lamplighter struck. He conjured a massive firestorm in the hall, trying to assassinate all who were assembled and seize power himself. The court was made up of the most powerful mages of the Imperium, and they worked quickly to destroy the would-be usurper, but found, to their astonishment, their magic was no match for the old mage. Every spell they cast was countered, and the magisters began to fall, one by one, until only the Archon himself and the lamplighter were left, locked in a battle of magic and will. The Archon saw that with each spell he cast, the lamplighter himself seemed to wither and fade a little more. So he bombarded the mage with spell after spell, until at last nothing was left of the palace but rubble, nothing left of the court but corpses, and nothing left of the lamplighter but a golden pendant. This the Archon kept to remind himself that treachery could come from even the most innocuous sources. Wow, that's a good moral of the story to learn, if you are in power, I suppose. Alright, creatures. We've fought some significant number of creatures in recent times. Werewolves. This was relevant until just shortly ago. And Dane, he stood his ground as the fanged beast approached. He saw the rage within its eyes, the wolf that once was there. The sword he raised, merciful death be praised. To the Maker went his prayer. From the popular telling of Dane and the werewolf, a legend of Ferelden circa 450 Black. Ferelden lore is full of instances where these creatures have plagued the countryside. Wolves possessed by rage demons and transformed into humanoid monsters with incredible speed and strength, able to spread a curse to those they bit that would drive them mad with unthinking fury. When in this unraged state, a human host can likewise become possessed and be transformed into a feral wolf-like beast. Tales differ on these werewolves of human origin, some claiming that their transformation into a That's right. Some claiming that their transformation into a bestial form happens uncontrollably. Some claim the transformation is irreversible. As is often the case with demonic tales, both versions were most likely true at some point. The ability of normal dogs to detect a werewolf, even when it is in a human guise, is what first led Ferelden's to adopt dogs as indispensable companions in every farmhold. The alliance between humans and regular wolves is the subject of the popular Ferelden folktale, Dane and the Werewolf. The actual hero Dane led a crusade to eliminate the werewolf threat during the early Black Age, and while werewolves have never assumed the same prominence since, there have still been reports of individual packs lurking in remote forests. In recent years, some have even reported to have developed an uncanny willpower and intelligence, though why this is so is still unknown. Well, unknown to the Codex people, but we know exactly why some developed uncanny willpower and intelligence. Haha. Holla! We have a cute creature in here. No creature is more revered by the Dalish than the Hull. No other animal has a god of its own. These white stags are much larger than ordinary deer, and the Dalish Hulla keepers carve their antlers as they grow, making them curve into intricate designs. In ancient times, these stags bore elven knights into combat, but since the fall of the Dales, they are used less as mounts and more to pull the Aravels. And also, they are friends and not pack horses, which, you know what, I respect greatly. Dragons! I don't think I've read any of the dragon lore. Alright, we're gonna do it all in one go. Dragonlings. Newly hatched dragons are roughly the size of a deer and voraciously hungry. They live for a short time in their mother's lair before venturing out on their own. The slender, wingless creatures are born in vast numbers, as only a few ever make it to adulthood. I am definitely not helping that problem with all of the little dragons I've gone through. Drakes! Male dragons never develop into the winged monsters of myth, and most their forelegs grow the vestigial spurs where wing membrane might have been. Once they have fully matured, males immediately seek out the lairs of adult females. When they find one, they move into her lair and spend the rest of their lives there, hunting for her and defending her young. They will aggressively defend her nest, and many would-be dragon hunters have been lost to their fiery breath and crushing blows from their tails. I was infinitely more afraid of their front claws and the choppers, actually. Dragons. Female dragons take much longer to mature than their male counterparts. They too undergo a metamorphosis of sorts at adulthood, but while males lose the use of their forepaws, females actually grow a third set of limbs specifically to serve as wings. Young females travel great distances looking for a suitable nesting site. Because of their nomadic habits, these are the dragons most frequently encountered by man. Well, I guess I can attest to that. I have encountered a full dragon. But high dragons are the big boys. A fully mature adult female, big girls. Dragon is the high dragon, the great monster of legend, the rarest of all dragon kind. These dragons hollow out massive lairs for themselves, for they need the space to house their harem of drakes, as well as their eggs and the dragonlings. High dragons are seldom seen. They spend most of their time sleeping and mating, living off the prey their drakes bring back. But once every 100 years or so, the high dragon prepares for clutching by emerging from her lair and taking wing. She will fly far and wide, eating hundreds of animals, most often livestock, over the course of a few weeks, and leaving smoldering devastation in her wake. She then returns to her lair to lay her eggs, and will not appear in the skies again for another century. Or, she won't appear in the skies again, ever, because her remains are sitting in my inventory. Bronto! I vaguely remember these. There's only two things a noble will step aside for: paragons and angry Brontos. Dwarven thing. This hulking beast was originally bred by the dwarven shaperate as a beast of burden and food source, the rough equivalent to surface oxen and cows. Some versions of Bronto have even been developed as dwarven mounts, valued far more for their sure-footedness and stamina than for their speed. While present within Orzammar in large numbers, some Brontos still exist in packs within the deep roads, having returned to a wild state after the fall of the dwarven kingdoms. They require remarkably little sustenance, consuming organic material from water, fungus, and even rocks, hence the rock liquor appellation used by many dwarves to describe Bronto, and exist in primarily dormant states until provoked. An angry charging Bronto is considered to be a rather dangerous opponent. Duly noted. Ash Wraiths. I've killed a lot of these by now. Legend has it that when Andraste's ashes were taken into hiding, some of her closest disciples gave themselves to the fire, that their restless souls might remain to guard her final resting place forever. Whether they are the spirits of Andraste's disciples or merely Fade spirits, the temple that houses the sacred urn is filled with wraiths. Created from a burnt corpse, an ash wraith is a powerful and amorphous opponent able to lash and smother while being immune to most physical attacks. Even if successfully dispersed, it can reform at a later time. Magic is the only real way to fight such a creature, wind and ice attacks being the most useful. Hey, is this giving me combat advice? They are capable of creating small whirlwinds that are devastating to anyone unfortunate enough to get close, and their touch leaves a person drained. Thanks for the intel. I do appreciate it. Alright, we got a couple of characters flashing up in here. Balin A. Dukin. I imagine this will probably get updated. This is a time for action, not cultured debate. Third of King Endrin's children, Balin has always been considered the last and least of his family. Not the heir nor the favorite, and not as accomplished as either sibling, Balin's most notable trait was his ability to stay out of trouble. Oh no, he definitely is not staying out of trouble nowadays, sweet Codex. Flemeth, I feel like we've read this part. She was slain at Morrigan's behest. At least apparently. Yep, that's a pretty vital caveat to the whole killing Flemeth thing. Okay, King Endrin A. Dukin. Denial of the traditions of our people does not qualify as a political technicality. Endrin of House A. Dukin traces his ancestry back to the Paragon A. Dukin, the greatest warrior of Orzammar's history who beat back the Darkspawn hordes in the First Blight. The second son of Ansgar, a Dukin, he became heir after his elder brother died in approving. The most respected king in 4 generations, he restored contact with Kal Sharok, the only other remaining city of the once vast Dwarven Empire, which had been lost during the First Blight. Alright, Lord Pyril Harrowmont. No one is born with rights to the throne. The sitting king may recommend a successor, but the assembly ultimately decides who will rule. House Harrowmont is one of the oldest noble houses, as old as Orzammar itself. Indred's most trusted advisor, Harrowmont, is well known for being an able administrator and the author of many compromises in the ever-warring assembly. However, he is easily the worst choice for Orzammar's ruler, so F in the chat to this guy. He is not getting my critical help. Okay, I feel like... Did I read this? Ooh. Addendum. King Arlen had driven the Grey Wardens from Ferelden, and after the siege of Soldier's Peak, the base was abandoned. When Soldier's Peak was finally entered again for the first time in centuries, it was discovered that Sophia Trident had been possessed by a demon. Well, not anymore. Now she is in the ground, freed from her unfortunate fate. Okay, let us read The Legend of Calenhad at Chapter 3. There's a Chapter 2 somewhere, and I don't have it. Maybe we'll find it someday. Anyways, Calenhad's legend tells that Lady Shayna harbored a love for her king that went beyond friendship, a love that she had kept secret out of her sense of duty and honor. When offered a love potion by a witch in disguise, a witch who would later turn out to be the vengeance-seeking sister of Arl Simeon, Lady Shayna gave in to temptation. She used the potion on Calenhad, but Queen Mayrin discovered the two of them together that night, and broken-hearted fled Denerim to return to her father. She told Myrddin everything, and he angrily threatened to revoke his support of Calenhad and begin anew the Civil War. It is said that Lady Shayna felt remorseful at her manipulation of her best friend's heart and confessed her use of forbidden magic to the court. Although her life was forfeit, Calenhad forgave Lady Shayna for what she had done and refused to have her executed. Myrddin furiously roused the other Arls against Calenhad and Lady Shayna, and it was not long before Ferelden stood on the brink of civil war once again. Against Calenhad's orders, Lady Shayna went alone to Mayrin to plead for peace and plead her case, only to be found out by Myrddin and slain. Angered, but also saddened, Calenhad challenged Myrddin to an honor duel, a fight neither of them wanted but both knew was necessary, and Myrddin was slain. The death of the king's greatest ally, an important Arl, was too much for the young kingdom to bear. The other Arls would not back down in their claims against Calenhad. The threat of civil war rose once again. Calenhad went to his wife one last time then, although none knew what he said to her, and then he simply vanished. He left with Mayrin a proclamation abdicating his throne in favor of the son his queen carried in her belly, who eventually ascended to the throne as King Wayland I, the king credited with establishing the Faerun dynasty, lasting to this day, and which hopefully will continue, assuming I get a particular conversation with Alistair. Calenhad would never reappear. The legend of Calenhad himself only grew over time, as stories and sightings multiplied, even long after the point when Calenhad could possibly still be alive. Some say he disappeared into the Korcari wilds, or went to live with the dwarves, or even became a monk in a reclusive chantry order. The chantry named Calenhad one of the anointed in 788 Storm. Calenhad's sword, Nemitos, was left with Mayrin and became a symbol of Ferelden kingship over the next century. Rumors of its magical powers grew, and when it was lost in an ambush that killed King Venedrin in 824 Blessed, it was seen as a great blow to the Faerun line. Several false swords have appeared since that time, but never has the true sword resurfaced. From The Legend of Calenhad by Brother Heron, Gentry Scribe, 810 Blessed. Well, I know there's a Merrick's sword floating around somewhere. I don't know if we ever find this fella, though. Alright, give me the history of the chantry. That's kind of important, actually. The crowds present at the death of Andraste were right to feel despair. It is believed that the prophet's execution angered the Maker, and he turned his back on humanity once more, leaving the people of Thedas to suffer in the dark. In these dark times, mankind scrambled for a light, any light. Some found comfort in demonic cults that promised power and riches in return for worship. Others prayed to the old gods for forgiveness, begging the great dragons to return to the world. Still others fell so low as to worship the Darkspawn, forming vile cults dedicated to the exaltation of evil in its purest form. It is said that the world wept as its people begged for a savior who would not come. Andraste's followers, however, did not abandon her teachings when she died. The cult of Andraste rescued her sacred ashes from the courtyard in Minrathous after her execution, stealing them away to a secret temple. The location of that temple has long been lost and recently rediscovered, but the ashes of Andraste served as a symbol of the enduring nature of the faith in the Maker, that humanity could earn the Maker's forgiveness despite its grievous insult to him. With time, the cult of Andraste spread and grew, and the chant of light took form. Sing this chant in the four corners of Thedas, it was said, and the world would gain the Maker's attention at last. As the chant of light spread, the cult of Andraste became known as the Andrastian Chantry. Those who converted to the Chantry's beliefs found it their mission to spread Andraste's word. There were many converts, including powerful people in the Imperium and in the city-states of what is now Orlais. Such was the power of the Maker's word that the young King Draken undertook a series of exalted marches meant to unite the city-states and create an empire solely dedicated to the Maker's will. The Orlesian Empire became the seat of the Chantry's power, the Grand Cathedral in Valroyo, the source of the movement that birthed the organized Chantry as we know it today. Draken, by then Emperor Draken I, created the Circle of Magi. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo. The Order of Templars. Even worse. Boo-hoo-hoo. And the Holy Office of the Divine. Many within the Chantry revere him nearly as equal with Andraste herself. The modern Chantry is a thing of faith and beauty, but it is also a house of necessity, protecting Thedas from powerful forces that would do it harm. Where the Grey Wardens protect the world from the Blights, the Chantry protects mankind from itself. Most of all, the Chantry works to earn the Maker's forgiveness so that one day he will return and transform the world into the paradise it was always meant to be. From Tales of the Destruction of Thedas, my brother did a TV Chantry scholar. Well, someone's gonna return, and someone's gonna change the world, probably. But it ain't who you think it is. Ah, Dane and the werewolf. Okay, I'm pretty sure the gossip mentioned Dane in a banter, and I was uncertain exactly who Dane was, but we're gonna find out right this instant. Let me sing of heroes and honor lost and found, of monsters and men, in all forms, of Dane, hunter without peer, feared by the forests of Ferelden, who one autumn morn spied a heart of pure white in beam of warmest sun, a prize for huntsman's spear. Through the greenwood they ran, hart and hunter, bringing the stag to spear at last in long-forgotten grove, heedless that the chase had waked a hunger in the golden wood, a werewolf, a creature with mind of man, lured by the hunt and come forth to lay claim to the heart as rightful tribute, drawn by the scent of cooling blood. In the silence the two hunters held, Dane spear-armed against the wolf with all his brood, knew with sinking heart he was lost, steeled for the winding roads of the fade. Then the beast spoke, human-like in voice, "You have taken the stag from my woods and my pack, but nothing comes without a cost." The wolf pack circled ever closer, and he, who felled boars and bears with his bright blade, knew fear. They spoke his name in roars, like gravestones, offering a beast's bargain. "Die here, huntsman, alone, and forgotten, or take my place amongst the wolves, as I take your place amongst men." Thus was a bargain struck. With Dane the wolf pack served in wolfen form, and the werewolf to his family sped, as Dane. 1 year and a day, all told. But some things cannot be repent, some coinage cannot be unspent, when hearts are wagered, a fisher rent. From the saga Dane and the Werewolf, as recorded by the minstrel Ukum, 485 Black. Hopefully I did the poetry part justice. I try to give the artsy fartsy bits the appropriate amount of flair and respect. Okay, the First Blight, Chapter 3. Kind of important. God knows where the First Blight Chapter 1 is, though. The world during the First Blight was different from the world we know today. Aside from the civilized rule of the Imperium, humans as a race were largely barbarous and splintered, divided into clans and tribes and squabbling amongst ourselves for resources. At the same time, deep beneath Thedas' great mountain ranges spanned a dwarven culture as organized and advanced as ours was primitive. As the Darkspawn bubbled up to the surface from their underground layers, mankind first buckled and then fought back. The armies of Tevinter attempted to face down the multitudes of twisted creatures and the horrid rotting of the land around them, but they could not be everywhere at once. Human history remembers the First Blight as a time of terrible devastation, and those stories are accurate, but in our arrogance we often forget the price paid by the dwarves in their isolated mountain kingdoms. The dwarves faced far greater hordes than humanity as the Darkspawn challenged them for control of the underground. Despite the might and technology the dwarves brought to bear, the savage Darkspawn tore through them, first destroying the more remote taigs before swallowing up the entire kingdom. Entire kingdoms. Plural. Think of it. An entire civilization lost in the space of decades. Compared to the near genocide that the dwarves faced, what we humans called the First Blight must have seemed a mere skirmish. Against the Darkspawn, the Dwarven lands have always borne the brunt of the fighting and the majority of the sacrifices. 4. Dwarven kingdoms finally managed to combine their might and fight back, and that cooperation saved them. But for the rest of their lands, it was too late. The Darkspawn had taken the deep roads, the majestic underground passages that linked the Dwarven lands throughout Thedas. The Darkspawn could now attack anywhere on the surface through these tunnels. Humanity simply was not prepared for such an onslaught. It was clear that the warfare we knew would not avail us. We had to find a new way to fight. Thus came our salvation. The Grey Wardens were born. From its tales of the destruction of Thedas. Although in this case, it is more like the salvation of Thedas, thanks to yours truly. I expect a chapter on me in that book at some point. The Serpents of Divine Renata the First. I don't even remember where I picked this one up. The weakness of mortal will is the great failing of all the Maker's children. We trade our honor as if it were the cheapest of currency. We do not understand what integrity is or what it is truly worth. From this ignorance, original sin was born. At some time, each of us has thought, what does it matter if I keep hold of my integrity? I am but one mortal. I am powerless. How blind we all are. The virtue of a single slave destroyed the Tevinter Imperium. The dishonor of one man drove the Maker from our side. I tell you truly, nothing but the integrity of our hearts will win the love of the Maker back to us. It is all the power we shall ever possess to change this world for good or ill. From a sermon on integrity, which sounds vaguely familiar, and I feel like I may have read that, or at least part of that before. Okay, we're caught up on the Codex. Everybody hold your applause. Okay, how much time do I have left? That's gonna be the question. Doodly 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 doo. 45 minutes. Ish. Give or take. Okay. Which means I don't see any other exclamation points around here. I guess I will do Dust Town first. We'll do the Low Town and then we'll do the High Town. And I just saved. So saving is unnecessary. Thanks. That's awfully nice of you to say. Alright, we're gonna find out.
I think I just stepped in something.
Oh no, honey bun. Not your precious shoes. Oh. Hi. I didn't expect that. Stunned, excuse me. Oh, I see. You guys are doing it. Can you like stop that, essentially? Could I bother you to not stun people? That's a good one. Ooh. I need to heal the tank. I wasn't prepared for this. Imagine just getting attacked. Like, the rudeness. Alright, well, Shattered is good. I never group heal. I'm just gonna do that just because. Why not? Alright, and there we go. The knife squad has taken care of it. Well, nice try, y'all ambushers. I guess none of y'all sparkle. I am disappointed. Alright, we're gonna talk to this guy. I feel like this is ethically questionable.
Who are you? You don't look like any guardsman I ever saw, and that's not much of a uniform.
Excuse me, my uniform is impeccable. I'm Elissa, Grey Warden.
Oh, you looking for a chance to bring in some coin?
Unfortunately,
I have
yes.
that opportunity, especially for someone with a few connections above ground.
What? What do you want?
No offense, but your kings have some laws that don't make sense in a practical kind of world.
I won't argue
like
that.
About who gets to buy and sell lyrium, the sacred gift the stone provides us to show her love. No law should regulate that. The laws are meant to keep mages away from the stuff, so there's always buyers in the Circle Tower. I got one man named Godwin. He's expecting a delivery of a stone's weight.
Is he?
You want an investment opportunity? I could see fit to, say, sell you that lyrium instead, at the reasonable price of 50
That's
sovereigns.
not a reasonable
You can
price.
keep it, or, since you can travel freely from here, sell it to Godwin, who you know is buying. And if you bring back his return order, I could pay you, say, 20 sovereigns as a finder's fee.
50's a bit much when you've got no options. authority.
You haggle like a merchant born. Deal. Here's the lyrium then. You probably don't want to take it out.
Hopefully this
I'll be
isn't an
waiting for the
economic
next
error.
order somewhere out of sight. Say, just around the corner.
Okay. Hold on a second. I might actually turn around and go do this. Do this first, just to make sure I didn't get swindled. Because I actually do need, like, copious amounts of sovereigns. I looked, and I think, what is it? The Rose's Thorn. Whatever dagger I'm trying to get for my boy is, like, almost 150 sovereigns. I'm not close. Which is a little unfortunate. So, you know, I'm just gonna leave that save that I made earlier. I'm gonna go do this real quick, and then I will come back.
Your mother is supposedly the one called Flemeth, the very witch from legend.
Yeah,
Is
we just
that
killed
not
her.
true?
There is nothing supposed about it. Flemeth is my mother.
So she is?
I was more doubtful of the legend rather than your relationship to this woman. Anyone can claim a name after all.
True.
You're welcome to ask her if you ever meet her. You're just her type.
Oh, she has good
Oh.
taste?
Elven and handsome.
Yeah.
The sort that will never be missed.
Oh.
Sounds intriguing if you ask me.
You assassin types have a death wish, I see.
Well, he does.
Only the really good ones.
For different reasons, but yeah. Oh, Dwarven Beggar, hi.
Please, Fred.
Hi.
Please, sir.
I'd give you stuff if I could.
If only you had come in a less troubled time.
Yeah, sorry. And there's a blight. I can't pick that stuff. Maybe one day I'll come here on like a vacation. A little bit of sightseeing, checking out what the world's like. Hey gossips.
You heard about the revolt in Oswin?
Got put down by the regent, I heard.
I heard about that.
He liked
I
it,
think
I bet.
from hold
I
on.
wouldn't talk about it too loudly. Look, someone's listening.
Don't mind me, folks. I assure you, I am very happy to hear about rebellions against Loghain. In fact, talk about all of those while I am in earshot. Why don't you? Look, if I was doing a Goody Two-Shoes playthrough, I definitely wouldn't be doing this, but I need the money. Please. And I'm like, what? We're going around the arch, aren't we? Take me to the circle tower. Oh, hello? Hey there, Archdemon. Fancy
You're
seeing
awake.
you here.
Did you feel it too?
Yes.
It's like the archdemon saw us. Saw us. What does that mean? I think. Wait. Did you hear that?
Ooh. Ooh! We're under attack! Hold on. Don't.
Very well.
My dog's here. I need you to not hit Liliana. She's not built for this. Or Morgan, even. Okay. Still alive. Sten is having problems, though. He's definitely not built for this. Hopefully we're good, though. Yeah, Morgan's still alive. Wynn's just taking pot shots from way over there. I think we got it under control. Thanks for the EXP.
I guess it's like Duncan once said. We can sense them, and they can sense us. We'd best be more careful from now on. This camp isn't
Woohoo!
safe
The
any longer.
stakes have been
They
raised.
send next, darkspawn tax collectors.
Fortification should be built around the camp.
How
That would be
on earth?
good.
It will be more difficult to sleep here now.
Yeah.
What, no trap? No ambush? Some assassins.
Look at him. Judging their quality of work. Okay, do you guys have, like, money, though? Aha, lyrium potion. I definitely need those. Well, at least he didn't ruin the cheese wheel over here. If you guys want to attack more often, give me a little bit of EXP. That would be pretty okay with me. Hey, Alistair.
Something on your mind?
I had another dream about the archdemon, as we discussed.
Me too. And I got the feeling at the end there that it saw us, was aware of us, whatever you want to call it. Could have just been my imagination, I suppose.
I don't know. I think the ambush right after backs up your theory. I think we need to be extra careful.
I thought we were already being extra careful. Does that mean we have to be extra careful now?
Yep.
Great. There I was enjoying my nap.
Sorry.
I guess
to interrupt your nap.
certain, at least, isn't it? It's official. This is a blight.
Yeah, definitely a blight, unfortunately. Hey, Morgan, you got anything new?
I await your command.
Hi.
So, full of questions,
I
are
am.
you?
Lemeth is dead. What now?
Now I have enough time to study Mother's grimoire to find a way to prevent her from stealing my body in the future.
That seems pretty important.
For she will be back. One day, I have no doubt of that.
Codex
And
agrees.
if I cannot protect myself, one day I will track her down again in whatever body she inhabits, and she will die again and again if need be.
Oh, look at the queen.
But there is no need to think of such things now. I have you to thank for saving me, so let us return to the task of dealing with the Darkspawn, no?
Aww. You know you can always rely on me, right? Is that a good response? Or like, I'm glad you're safe the better one?
Too much could happen in days to
Aww.
come
Aww.
to make such promises. Yet, I am grateful. Let us go. There
Aww,
is much to be done
cute.
before.
Look at her.
There is still much to be done.
There is still much to be done. Look at that Morgan approval. Baby girl. Hey,
You
Severin.
Can
You
I
know,
respond in poetry?
I just wanted to hear
No?
your voice.
How sad.
Very sad indeed. I do so enjoy being responded to in poetry. Hey, Win.
What's on your mind?
There's something we can do to cure you.
Cure me? What? Am I sick now?
In a sense?
Even you know that you cannot cure the dead. And I'm not the only one dying. You are too.
True.
I'm just more efficient about it.
She's not wrong.
Ah, child. Your concern is heartwarming. But death comes to everyone, and it is not something to fear.
Aww. You're not afraid?
People fear not death, but having life taken from them. Many waste the life given to them, occupying themselves with things that do not matter. When the end comes, they say they did not have time enough to spend with loved ones, to fulfill dreams, to go on adventures they only talked about. But why should you fear death if you are happy with the life you have led? If you can look back on everything and say, yes, I am content, it is enough.
That is a very healthy way of looking at it. Are you content?
I think I've led a good life, a full life, and I, for one, am not afraid of death, whatever it may bring. They say that when you die, your spirit travels through the fade and returns to the Maker.
That is what they say.
And after that, we'll see, won't we?
You'll find out. Eventually. Hello, Leona.
I was just thinking about what happened to the elves, and I'm reminded of a song sung to me many years ago.
Oh?
It was when
A
my
song?
mother died. And this wise elven woman comforted me and told me that we shouldn't fear death or hate it. Death is just another beginning. One day, we must all shed our earthly bodies to allow our spirits to fly.
Everybody get deep up in here about death today. That is comforting.
It's a beautiful sentiment, I think. One that brings peace and hope to the grieving.
Ah, yes. The song. Hit us with the song, baby girl. I wasn't sure she was gonna say anything. Thanks for the song, baby girl. I appreciate you and your bard antics. I was gonna save, but I was like, wait, hold on. We have money to get to.
And touched
Oh,
Andraste's ashes.
she has more to say.
They are the holiest thing on this earth. The remains of the Maker's chosen.
It is quite remarkable, yes.
I do not know if I am worthy to look upon her.
I think you are. Andraste fought for everyone. She belongs to us all.
Yes, of course, but it still is something to be in awe of.
Indeed. Okay, I was going for the approval. I was like, I hope that was the answer for the approval. Please, thank you. Anything else you gotta say?
I know that look. You have something on your mind, don't you?
We need to talk.
Of course.
Ooh, ooh. What will you do when this is all over?
I have not given this a lot of thought. What will I do? We've traveled far and wide. Does it need to end?
Aw, she wants to keep going. I would like to see the world too.
There's so much out there. Adventures to be had and stories to be told.
Aw,
I
baby
want
girl.
to be part of it all. I might need some company. And you're not too irritating. You're welcome to come along if you like.
Aww. Aww. Cute. However, when you put it that way, how can I say no? However, I also have Zephyr to attend to. But how can I say no? Let's be wholesome.
It is settled then. You and I wandering the world, seeking our fortunes. I can't wait.
There's no approval. Let me just
I know that look.
make
you
sure.
have something on your mind, don't you? Of course.
Okay. I'm like, there's no, we need to end this dialogue or anything.
You call?
I am just paranoid about
I'm game.
getting the accidental Liliana. The accidental Liliana romance frightens me, but I think we're good. You know, I just loosely promised to travel with her.
Yes.
Indeed.
As long as that friend can come. We're going to the Circle Tower. I thought, wow, we just teleported there. Isn't that crazy? Oh god, there's so many of them. Ah ha ha!
I am ready.
Hold on a second, this is really good. This is a really good spot to do Blizzard. What am I doing? And we have the shriek. Actually, I think everybody get out. And maybe like just go through here if you can. Vanish! See if I care. Oh, oops. There goes Liliana. Wasn't paying any attention. Get zapped. Stop hurting the Elven Scout. They've done nothing wrong. Okay, we got that one. And the Hurlocks are mostly dead. It looks like. Up you guys. Alright. Get out of here. I'm not sure what y'all are walking back over here for. That's fine. I can deal with it. Okay. We did it. I think. Unless there's someone else around here. I think this is the bit where we go back and pick up the corpse and then the fight's actually over. But first, I gotta loot and scoot my way across the field, don't you know? Alright, where's Lily? She is like way back here. Hi Lily.
Not pleasant.
I'm sorry. It's okay. We will stop by camp shortly. So no fear. You won't be wounded for long. I swear. Alright, let me get all the
do it.
money off these darkspawn. Goodness knows what they're running around with money for. Hi!
Our tribe fights for you, Warden.
Thanks. I tried to keep you guys alive with mixed success, but at least you lived. That's
Very well.
probably what's gonna happen in the final fight. I'm gonna try to keep them alive, but make us save their souls or send her out. Where is Godwin? Is he wouldn't happen to be not in the circle tower, would he?
You really killed all the...
Yeah.
So you need supplies
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah, just show me what you have. I'm curious. Tome of Arcane Technique. God. It's a spell, though. That's actually pretty good. And this. It's also pretty nice. But, it's so expensive. Dear God. I don't really need this. Yeah, I don't think I have anything really to sell to you at the moment. It is in the circle tower, right? What if I walk up? Are there mages up here?
So,
I don't know if I have the strength for another big battle.
The Grey Warden saved us.
Aw.
Fighting the Blight is the least we
Oh
can
my
do.
God, I didn't realize there's people in here.
The Circle has always played a part in defeating the Blights. This is our chance to show that we will fight and die for our home, just like any other Ferelden.
Oh, look at them getting all hyped up about fighting the Blight. Y'all are really squishy. I don't know if you're going to survive, but okay, hold on. I'm going to look up where Godwin is because I don't want to run all the way to the top of the tower and be like, oopsie daisy. He is not actually here. Okay. He can be found on the second floor in the senior mage quarters. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to go all the way up here and not be able to find him. Did I loot every chest in here? Did I get into every box in here? Hopefully the answer is yes. Or was yes. Are there any other mages talking in here though? That's kind of cool. Just talking amongst all the corpses, I guess. No one got in here to clean those up. We're just gonna leave them. That's fine. Hello, apprentice.
Have you ever seen an abomination?
Yeah, I have. I am traveling with one even. Alright, well, you know, it's a lyrium potion. That was worthwhile, I think. Hey, Petra.
I think we'll be all right now, thanks to you. The children are already a lot calmer.
They should be. It's
What
over.
might have become of us if you hadn't come along.
Probably abomination food.
Oh, come, swift sword, and deliver me that I might find the Maker again.
That sounds depressing. I hope you get over it.
We
Ooh.
need to get these out of the tower before they get fragrant. Touching those abominations. It's wrong.
It's wrong.
Why do we have to take them across the lake to burn? The lake's right there.
Aww. I don't think I've ever walked through the circle tower after I actually did the quest. That's kind of sad. He's like, just chuck them in the lake. Oh. Alright, did I miss any? Oh, hold on. Wait a second. Okay, it was the summoning thing. I was like, book? But no, no book. I know I've looked, but you know, just, it's always good to double tap the books. Alright, second floor. That is indeed where we are going.
I'll do it.
Book! Part of an apprentice's exercise book. Ah. Ooh, I think this is part of the before the summoning ritual. Apprentices are allowed expected to willfully direct a minor spirit provided it is within the protective confines of the library. Placement of the shelves allows for passive immobilization and the emergency purging of any rogue entity. Take care, this exercise is not to be enacted during maintenance or other disruption of library structure. The danger presented by an incorrect summoning, particularly exercise 3, is extreme. This book has been torn in half. Interesting. Oh, the danger wasn't too extreme. I did it. And I lived. Aha.
I wish I
Hey,
could have
Colin.
gone with them to fight.
Oh, Good to see you lived. We are gonna be seeing a whole lot of you out and about in the days to come. Which I guess is a good thing. maybe post 2 it becomes a good thing. Alright, Godwin. You are in here somewhere. I have no idea where the apprentice quarters are. Look at all these big rooms and all of these books on the floor. I don't believe I missed a book. Or maybe it becomes unlocked after you clear the tower, huh? Maybe that was it. Maybe my book scan was flawless. We must keep that possibility in mind. Alright, anybody? No, corpses. Lots and lots and lots of corpses. Just chilling. Oh, I wonder, can Liliana unlock this chest now? You can. Hey, and we get a love letter. I forget. What is... Ooh, I think this is the new one. While I am overjoyed at the prospect of having you, an unwelcome guest requires that you excuse yourself by the postern of my estate to avoid a mark upon our reputations. I wonder, how many of these are there? I'm not sure how close I am to having the whole collection, as it were. More chests that I couldn't unlock back in the day. Ooh, injury kit. I am running low on those. And there's the man. We are gonna give the lyrium to him. And then we're gonna go back and we're gonna see how big the profit is.
Oh, it's you! You saved the circle. I'd kiss your feet if you didn't look as though you'd kill me if I did.
I didn't kill you.
You'll settle for a handshake, won't you? Maybe a kiss on the forehead, eh?
That's a bit much. Your name is Godwin? I met a dwarf who mentioned you.
Rogek? Well, he's a personal friend, and sometimes we,
yeah,
correspond.
Yeah.
Did he,
that's what it's called.
Have anything for me?
He did. Lyrium. But I bought it, so you're dealing with me now.
Yes. I'll take it off your hands right now. What about 50 sovereigns? That's a good price, no?
Ooh, I can push for more. Make it 75.
Look, I have 65 sovereigns and this dagger I stumbled upon in the tower. Will that do?
Very nice. Here you go.
Done and done. You have your gold, and I have my lyrium. Everyone's happy.
I don't usually push for more.
Do you know why this lyrium took so long to get here?
There is trouble in Osmar and they're keeping people out.
Dwarves and their politics. Always causing trouble. How is the situation now?
It will probably continue for some time.
Ah, I see. Well, I just wanted to know if I should expect
You
another
might
late delivery.
Want to expect that. Why do you need all this lyrium?
Well, mages need lyrium for spells and things.
Yep.
Nothing you'd know about.
I am wildly ignorant. I'm curious, and I saved you.
I suppose you did.
Miss Delvey, I'm not going to report it.
Yes, but you see, the Templars use lyrium too. They cannot manipulate natural energies like mages can, but they need to be able to fight us.
So they do.
Big problem with lyrium is that it has diminishing returns.
Ah, yes.
The Templars become dependent on it. If it wasn't me and Rogek, someone else would do it.
You must make a lot of money off this. What happens to the Templars, though?
They go sort of funny. In the head, I mean.
Yeah.
They see things that aren't there, or have trouble holding onto a thought. It's not all of them, though. Some are worse than others. One of the fellows here has it pretty bad. Carol, I think.
Aww. How do you keep it hidden?
Those that know what I do have good reason not to get me in trouble.
Ooh, I could force him. No, I've already... But I need so much money. God. It's okay. No, I'm not stooping that low.
Goodbye, then.
I've already gotten more than I bargained for. Okay, and he said he found a dagger. Oh, it's another crow dagger. Interesting. What do you got, Severin? Let me see. Ooh. It's a silverite crow dagger. I see. I think... Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna go with that. A little upgrade for you. Well, we're working on getting enough money for the centerpiece of the build, as it were. I need to get out of here. Take me home. Take me out. I'm gonna make a save so I don't have to do all of that again, just in case it decides to crash as I walk through the door, which sometimes it likes to do. Yeah, gotta keep that in mind. Maybe I can get out of the tower and get back to Orzammar before time runs out. Maybe I can manage that. And I think I have to walk all the way back around the whole entire circular outer. Nothing more to say to me, boys, about dumping corpses. That's fine. Keep your secrets then. Nobody in here. Any other news from me, mages? Nope. Okay. You guys chill. I think you've earned that much. I could report that. But I get paid if I reported it. I think not. I should have stopped by camp. Oopsie daisy. That Leanna's injured. But that's okay. She'll walk it off. She'll live with it. Okay, Dust Town. I need to go talk to the dwarf guy. And make my full profit. Hopefully he doesn't try to jump me or something. I'm prepared if he does. He is still here. Hello, sir.
Well, if it isn't my new best friend.
Yep, we are best friends.
You make it to the tower yet?
I did.
Excellent. I must say I wasn't sure I'd see you back here. Now, that was 10 sovereigns we agreed to.
Oh, it was more than that, baby girl. Are you kidding? You know it was 30.
Well, that seems pretty steep. I can't believe I'd offer that much. But I do appreciate what you
do. Do you?
I'm gonna give you 25, and let's call it.
Okay. You know what? That's fair. Okay. Oh my god. We can actually afford things now. Maybe I should have extorted that other guy. You know what? Absolutely incredible the amount of money that got us. That just made all our dreams possible. When before it was looking real rough.
Whoever you're looking for, it's not me, I swear.
I'm looking for a dagger, actually. I'm looking for something real pointy. Hello, Alamar.
What are you looking for? We got nothing to buy for the likes of you. Or maybe you wanted to sell.
Let me see your wares. What do you got? What have you? Nothing I'm after. I'm gonna have to look and see where the roses thorns are. Cause that's what I'm after. Remarkable amethyst, senior enchanter's robes. Blah 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 blah. I guess I'll do the dialogue with you.
You got more business for me?
This doesn't look like a store,
Well,
sir.
our business is kind of covert, if you know what I mean.
Can I get in on it?
It's illegal in Orzammar for me to engage in protected trade, but they look the other way if I share things with my friends. For money.
Ah, yes. Sharing with your friend for money. That's what it's called. Alright, any clickable objects up in here? Nay. Severin, you better be happy. All of this petty pitching is for you. And only you.
Shine your shoes.
Yeah. They're really shiny, actually. Hello, beggars. I don't actually have anything for you at this moment. I don't mean to be cruel. But, I've got priorities. Slum's house. More beggars.
If I were tall and beautiful like you, I could make all sorts of money.
I'm sure you could. Gotcha.
A bit for the needy?
I think it's in the diamond quarter.
It's not for me, it's for my child.
I'm really sorry, ma'am. I'm actually gonna come back to you because I don't want to do the whole donation thing and be like, oops, I'm 50 silver short. for the thing that I'm that I'm really after. Maybe I can make it to the Diamond Quarter. Way on the other side of the map. Oh, hold on. Floor carving.
As you say.
I didn't see that one before. Okay. City of Orthamar. We're gonna read that another time. I like the 50 EXP though. That's pretty tasty. Alright, Diamond Quarter.
Shall be done.
Come on, come on. We're so close. Please. I think we're just like a hair short. If I just bite the bullet and sell some stuff, I think I can make it. Who are you? House Haramon. Not what I'm looking for. Ooh, more stuff to sell. That's really handy. Can you give me more of those? Hi. I would be talking to you guys.
Support
Use
Lord
of
Haramond
hour.
at your own peril. Darkspawn will overrun Orzammar with
Royal Palace. I feel like it's not the Royal Palace, but I could be wrong. Chamber of the Assembly. Alright, you guys got any just merchants hanging around here? Shape rates. Oh god. Is this it? Did I go up? Did I go up the wrong set of stairs? Is there a lower level to this? Or maybe the lower level is the rest of the city. Hold on, this is where we pull out the Google foo. Just so I don't have to run around looking for it. Dragon Age. Agents. The Rose's Thorn. Where is it? It's the best dagger in the game. Okay, that's what I want to hear. Okay. It's in the Orzammar Commons. Or? Wait. Really? You're sure? For that much? Are you joking? I swear. Oh, whoops. I saw the 52 and I saw the little gold sovereign icon in front of it and I was like, wait, why is it that cheap? All of a sudden it's sold by Garen. In Orzammar Commons. Not here. Everyone, I would be very talkative normally, but I'm not. We're looking for Garen. Whoever he is. Please. I need a knife. Just a single knife. It's for my husband. I think he's done more than enough to deserve it at this point. Here you are.
Greetings, and welcome to Garen Garrison's luxury goods shop.
Garen Garrison's.
There are a lot of you, and I've never seen one of those before.
Those? I wonder what it could be.
What was I saying?
You were saying, have a look at my shop, I hope.
Yeah, I have some lovely things here. Lyrium enhanced.
Lyrium. That would explain a lot of things. Film of physical technique. The Rose's Thorn. Look at how close we are to being able to afford it. Look, this can go away. This can go away. And now we can afford it. Just, it will take literally everything I have. +2 dexterity, +1 health regen in combat, +3 damage, 5% melee critical chance, +30% critical backstab damage. It's so good though. God, it is so expensive as well. We're gonna do it. We have it. And we have nothing left to our name. We're gonna be the beggars now in Darktown. This one is better than the Grey Warden dagger, straight up. Okay, Zebrin, I hope you're happy with this. I don't have a single ring for him. I don't know what I'm doing with myself, but there he is. He's got it. He's decked out. It only took all of my money and everything I have. You're welcome, husband. This is a token of my favor. But okay, I'm gonna call it here. That's gonna be it for now. We accomplished our main objective, read a bunch of codexes, got Zebrin appropriately decked out. for how much he means to me. And I'm gonna head off for now. Oh, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.